watching a global celebration of all things Notre Dame, where we invite you to watch, connect, give, and vote. This is Notre Dame Day, live from the LaFortune Student Center.
Welcome to Notre Dame Day. If you're just now joining us for the first time, welcome to hour number 10 of Notre Dame Day, a 29-hour global celebration of the University of Notre Dame. If you're a regular viewer, thank you so much. We promise you that at this hour, at 4 a.m. on the East Coast, we will not disappoint. My name is Dennis Brown. I'm the Assistant Vice President in the Office of Public Affairs and Communications here at the university. And for the next hour, I'll be your co-host for this very first Notre Dame Day celebration. I'm here at the LaFortune Student Center on the Notre Dame campus, just a few yards away from the university's main building and its iconic Golden Dome. This will be our broadcast headquarters for the next 20 hours as we celebrate all things Notre Dame with students, alumni, parents, friends, and fans all around the world. And I'm delighted to be joined by my co-host for this hour, Matt McCurdy. Matt is a senior here at Notre Dame, and he's the executive director and station manager for NDTV, the Notre Dame student-run television station. Matt, tell us a little bit about NDTV.
Sure, Dennis. NDTV is really about giving those students who have an interest in film, television, something behind the scenes, maybe marketing, to really put those skills to use and get some practice with some real-world experience by creating content. We have a couple of different shows, like a cooking show, late-night sketch comedy, to broadcast to Notre Dame and St. Mary's to showcase their talents to the greater campus.
Great. And you're a member of the class of 2014, so just a couple more weeks till commencement. Are you getting excited about becoming a Notre Dame graduate?
Absolutely. It's hard to believe how fast my 4 years at Notre Dame have flown by. I've had a great Notre Dame experience, and here I am at 4 o'clock in the morning helping to get us started on this hour of our Notre Dame Day broadcast. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's get started. Notre Dame Day has been underway for just over 9 hours now, and we're about 1/3 of the way through the celebration. We thought now might be a good time to show you some of the highlights of our broadcast from earlier this evening. A few hours ago, 2 representatives from the Kellogg Institute visited our Notre Dame Day studio. Let's hear what they had to say.
The Kellogg Institute for International Studies was founded in 1982, and it very quickly became a powerhouse for the study of Latin America and democratization. I'm joined now by Paolo Carrozza, director of the Kellogg Institute, Patrick Salemi, a Notre Dame student, and Steve Reifenberg, the executive director of the Kellogg Institute. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. Paolo, tell us a little bit about where the Kellogg Institute is today.
Well, Megan, the Kellogg Institute is central to the mission of the university in so many ways. It represents one of the main ways in which we take the high-level academic work that's being done by our faculty and by our students and make it really relevant to some of the most pressing problems in the world today. As you mentioned for the introduction, we made a name for the Kellogg Institute in addressing the problems of dictatorship and democracy in Latin America over the last 30 years. We still work a lot on issues of democracy and the quality of democracy in the world, trying to strengthen it in Latin America and elsewhere. But at the same time, the Kellogg Institute's evolved to address new issues that are important to the world. In addition to democracy, our other core theme is human development. We've expanded from Latin America to do a lot of work on Africa and other parts of the world as well. And so through the interdisciplinary work that goes on at the Institute, through the involvement of students like Patrick and others, we bring to bear the best of Notre Dame to try to address some of the problems that people around the world are really facing. Poverty, authoritarianism, their desire for living, flourishing lives.
And Patrick, how did you get involved in the Kellogg Institute?
Well, I kind of have a non-traditional approach to it. A lot of people come into Notre Dame as freshmen and get involved in some of the international scholars programs or the international development minor. But it wasn't until my junior year, after studying abroad in Mexico, that I really wanted to do something that kind of had more of a global reach. And that's where some of the faculty here on campus who are fellows of the Institute kind of helped me to foster that and find some of the programs that Kellogg offers, such as the internship program, where I spent last summer abroad in Peru working in the hospitals and clinics. And so now I'm going to be here as an International Development Fellow.
And Steve, tell us a little bit about the International Developed Fellow program.
Sure. Well, what's fascinating about Notre Dame is there are so many opportunities for students to engage in the world, to engage in Africa and Latin America and Asia. And that many of those, though, take place while the students are here in residence as a student. And what we were looking for, a lot of our training, particularly in the area of international development, has been trying to prepare students to go out in the world to have a skill set to really deal with complex and important problems related to human development. And so this is a new initiative that's really building bridges with some important partners that we have in the world once students graduate. And so Patrick will be going for 1 year, working with an organization a lot of people know, Partners in Health, which was founded by Paul Farmer. He'll build on his experiences in Mexico, and he'll be working at the Partners in Health offices called Compañeros en Salud in Chiapas, Mexico.
And Patrick, like we just talked about, you're graduating in May, moving on to that next chapter. Talk a little bit about what you can expect next year.
Well, like Steve said, I'm going to be going back to Mexico. I will be in the state of Chiapas, which is in southern Mexico, and it borders Guatemala. And basically, I'm going to be helping work with some of the research programs that they have with people living with chronic diseases such as diabetes and hypertension, as well as to help try and recruit and manage some of the volunteers, both from Mexico and the United States, while they are down there in Mexico.
And obviously it's a long way away, do you have any plans for when you come back, or not?
Yeah, I actually have acceptance to the University at Buffalo School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, so after being abroad for a year, I plan on coming back to receive my MD and hopefully continue doing work abroad.
Oh, that's great. Steve, why is it important to have a program like this?
Well, I'm convinced that generally programs like the Kellogg Institute help students engage in the world in really thoughtful ways. The problems that the world confronts are enormously complex, and the ability to kind of bring the best that a university has to bear, as Paula was suggesting, on its research, but also on the training it does with students, and to kind of build bridges, whether it be on research, whether it be on internships, whether it be opportunities, more professional development opportunities like the one Patrick is developing. Enormously important, and it's one of the ways that we stay in touch and reach out with our alumni around the world who are enormous supporters of this kind of work, and I think the alumni around the world really make an enormous difference in all the programs that we carry out.
And Paolo, talk a little bit about how something like the IDF helps the research component of something like the Kellogg Institute.
Well, it starts with the really talented students that we have at Notre Dame and giving them opportunities to go out into the world and really put the things that they've learned here to work for people, to do the kind of work that represents the ideals of Notre Dame in the world. That's the first thing. Once they're there, what we hope happens, what we expect to happen over time, is that the kinds of ideals and values and principles that Notre Dame represents and instills in our students make their way into the development world in this case, right? Through the expansion of the Notre Dame network into a large set of organizations around the world. But then, the key sort of aspect at the end of that process is that it comes back to Notre Dame too. And that's where it really then informs our research and our practice here. Because we have then a network of former students, of alums, of people who are connected to the Notre Dame family, who are engaged in really difficult practical issues around the world. And their practice becomes a link for us to the reality of what's happening on the ground, so that our research can be not simply in South Bend, Indiana, but research that really takes in the experience of the world and the reality of what's happening on the ground places, and that really challenges us to think more deeply about what problems people are facing and what the best solutions might be to those problems.
Like you said, a great program for Notre Dame, a great program for the whole world. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on ND Day.
Pat McKillen earned a degree in finance at Notre Dame in 2010, but he's chosen a very different path, singer-songwriter. Pat came back to campus this weekend to be part of our Notre Dame Day celebration. Let's listen to one of Pat's performances earlier tonight here in La Fortune.
2010 graduate of Notre Dame, a finance major. He has some music for us off of his new album, Love Without Me. Now, Pat says that when you were attending Notre Dame, you had the chance to open for acts like Lifehouse, Matisyahu, Smash Mouth, but tell us a little bit about you and your new album.
Yeah, well, so I'm a singer-songwriter, kind of rooted in folk rock. Got my start with writing songs when I was in school here, probably when I was supposed to be doing my business school homework. But yeah, this new album, I kind of went away from my folky side and kind of got some pop influences, a little hip hop, a little more vocal harmonies going on. So it's kind of an exciting new step for me, and looking forward to it. This song I'm going to play for you right now is called Young in Love, and that's on it.
All right, thank you very much. This is Pat McKillen.
Don't leave me, don't you leave. Lean on my shoulder, carve our names into the tree. Are you still there? Step in my footsteps here and follow me. Call my name and I throw my voice into the breeze. Can you hear? So run, 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 run. Throw your hands into the open wide. Never grow up, no, and you never grow up, no. Laces tangled and torn at seams. Find your place to hang up your hopes and your dreams. Are they still there? Still hanging on, light is fading, the moon she sees, racing homeward, our shadows they get caught in the trees. They still there, so run, 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 run. Into the open wide. So run, 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 run. Throw your shoes over the power lines, and you never grow up, no, and you never grow up, no. So run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Throw your shoes over the power lines. Throw your shoes over the power lines. And you never grow up, no, and you never grow up, no, and you never grow up, no, and you never grow up, no.
This one's called The Autumn Breeze.
You got something that I need. You still hide it up your sleeve. You want for something you can't have, just a memory photograph. Oh, la, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na. So put your hands where I can see. In my footprints, follow me. If it's yours, could it be mine? If your sun goes dark, my moon don't shine. Oh, la, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na. Oh, la, na, 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 na. Ah, so pour you water over me, clear my mind, help me see. 'Cause I've been drunk and I've been blind. I have thrown away half of my life. For years I wouldn't leave the shore. And I was scared of wanting something more. And here it blows the autumn breeze. As winter waits on patiently. Oh, la, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na. Oh, la, na, 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 na. Oh, la, na, 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 na. Ah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. But no one knows me on these streets. Ah, they've moved along, they've made their peace. I wanted something I couldn't have, just a memory, a photograph. Oh, la, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na. Oh, la, na, 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 na. La, na, 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 na.
Our thanks to Pat McKillen for returning to campus and sharing his music with us. Before we wrap up our live telecast for this hour, we're going to check in with Matt McCurdy at the Notre Dame Social Media Command Center. Matt?
Thanks, Dennis. We're here with Lyndall Wigand, and we're going to check out what's happening on social media all about Notre Dame Day. Lyndall, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Matt. It is 4:15 a.m. here in the Eastern Time Zone, so thank you for all of you who've been tweeting and posting and helping to keep me awake here. It's getting a little quiet at La Fortune Student Center. NotreDameDay.nd.edu is the website you need to remember. So you can go here, you can give, and you can vote. And we have over 350 university organizations that you can give your votes to. So get on there and check it out. It's very easy. You can take a look here in the center. We have all of the pictures that everyone's been sharing across campus as we celebrate Notre Dame Day. You can see here our picture of the female engineering students. They were finishing up their senior projects at 2:30 a.m. over in Stinson-Remick, and Matt and I were just over there interviewing them. We have some quarter dogs here at, it says tradition never graduates is the hashtag. We have our gold men who are out at the bookstore basketball championship earlier today. So if you have any great Notre Dame photos that you want to share with us, please do so. Just make sure you hashtag ND Day. We can move over here and take a look at our ticker and our leaderboard. You can see our total gift count is just shy of 1,000, and when we reach 1,000, Matt and I get to remove these green hats. So please help us get there. You see, we've already raised more than $500,000. Thank you so much to everyone who has logged on and voted. Your support means so much to all of us. Our Residence Hall challenges took place today, and they will continue tomorrow. I can scroll down here and show you where we are. So 10 o'clock tomorrow and runs until 9 p.m. You can log on and vote for your favorite residence hall and help them win some challenge funds as well. So Matt's going to give you a look at what's to come for the next hour.
Thanks, Lyndall. Coming up at the 5 a.m. hour, we have the Peyton Rosary Rally. The Okanoqua Sisters are going to perform. We have another performance by the Echoes, an a cappella group on campus, a feature on the Better World Books founders here in South Bend, and a feature on the Notre Dame Law School. So keep your computers and wherever you're watching on NotreDameDay.nd.edu, and I'll see you at the top of the next hour. Thanks.